All right. Man, we are back.
We back.
Yeah. Man, this is, we're not even counting the episodes, but we definitely have an amazing podcast in store for you. We think it's pretty good. I
think it's good.
I think it's good too. But let's go ahead and cut the track. All right, so what are we talking about today?
Man, we're talking about godly community and why we need godly community today.
Godly community. What is godly community?
Godly community is just a group of people, a circle that you have that can uplift. Y'all uplift each other, hold each other accountable, all the things. People that believe what you believe. I think that it's very important, especially on life in general. Life be lifing, and you need people. And so, especially in life, the faith journey, I think one of the top things is you need some people in your circle that can hold you accountable.
Yeah.
I just think about, when we're falling, when we're off track, we need some people that can see, people that love us and have a relationship with us.
Yeah.
I think they can see us and kind of nudge us like, hey, you're falling off track, or I see something that, you know what I mean? And that can pull us to the side and talk to us, and the accountability.
Yeah. I think for us, definitely being on this faith journey,
Yeah.
when we left Georgia and went to Arizona,
Yeah.
like we really needed community because I think we saw that we needed it most, I feel like.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that it is so important because so for us in LA, I'll just use my story as an example in LA. In December 2022, my nephew passed away in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
And I get the call. All my family is in Atlanta. I'm all the way in LA. And I can't be there. And so that was hard for me. I had Paris, our daughter, but I just feel like we didn't have people. We had people that say, I'm praying for you guys, but it's different when you got somebody that say, I'm on the way. Like, I'm coming to the house. I'm crying with you. I'm standing in the gap for you because you just lost a loved one. So I'm not trying to pray. I'm not trying to talk to God right now. You know what I mean? And so it's like having people that say, we on the way, we bringing food, we bring it, like we're just there. Even if we're just sitting there, the presence. And so I know like I said, life gets hard. Things happen, but it's also you can celebrate with your community.
Yeah.
But when you are in those weak moments, and I don't care how long you've been saved, there's going to be a weak moment where you need people to come alongside you. There's going to be a time where you're in need and you need community.
Yeah. I have to agree. I think, definitely going back to Arizona, we had to build the community from scratch.
Yes, we did. We did.
And I think being on a faith journey, that should be one of the first things you do.
It is.
Some people that I had were Clarence and Camicia.
Clarence and Camicia.
I remember one night when we were still staying at their house. Yeah. We stayed up all night long just talking about just
conversation, just life.
Yeah, it was cool.
Encouraging each other.
Yeah.
I think so. For me and you we talk about this a lot. So I can appreciate you always nudging me and pushing me to make sure that I have community and that, we have our people, because it's harder for me. Mm-hmm. And I know you grew up, community is huge for you.
Yeah.
And I know for me and maybe for some other people that are listening, I'm already an introvert. Right. So I'm cool. Shout out to the introverts. We charge up by ourselves. So I'm cool with not taking the invite to the barbecue or to the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it still doesn't mean like regardless of your introvert or extrovert or whatever we say that we are, there are times where we have to step outside of that to
Yeah.
build community. It requires us to take risk.
Yeah. I think for me, my family, we moved to Atlanta when I was like 2, almost 3
Mm,
years old. And so family, blood was far away.
right. 'Cause you California, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, our family was still in California. So you got to think first thought, I think I can remember back to 2 years old. I got a pretty good memory. I
I
think I can
told y'all in the
remember.
beginning, the first one that he had good memory.
It's certain things that I could like remember pieces of like broken up things in my childhood. I can remember every single teacher. But I would say my first conscious early thought would be I'm in Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
or we was in Stone Mountain and my church family was
Was your
my
community?
community. So it was my parents. I don't know if they did it intentionally. I don't know what happened, but we jumped into community with uh, at the church that we were at first, and then when when the church I grew up in broke off of our original church,
Mm-hmm.
I was like maybe 4 or 5,
Okay.
and we were small, and we all grew together like as a
Mm,
family. So
okay.
when it was, I guess, like 10 adults, and there was only a couple of us kids,
Yeah.
like, and then it grew to be, now, a couple thousand, and we just really got a chance to grow together like as a family
Yeah.
that whole time. So like the pastor's wife, our choir director Miss Penny, the church administrator, assistant pastors, they were all really like family. It was really like
Mm,
our bonus cousins and aunties, and so that was community. And it was a thing where like I did something at school, or there was
mm-hmm.
a football game with me or
Mm-hmm.
my brother, they there,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's a prom. I went to prom, and I got somebody. The pastor's wife showed up at my at the restaurant, like she was about to come to prom with us, and like just doing the things that you normally some people have, like
And
with
do live,
family.
and that's that
But it's
support.
that, yeah,
That's
yeah,
another where we're talking about support and encouragement,
yeah,
like to be able to show up for my kids when I can't
yeah,
show up. Like that is true community. When I
yeah.
can't do something, you're able to step in.
Right.
But question for you, because like if you don't know Darnell and you're meeting him on the podcast, he does not meet any strangers.
No.
Like, do you have off the top, do you have any advice or tips for those like me that are like, oh, I don't know, like because I think I got trust. Like there's some trust things, and
Yeah.
just to be honest, like some of this stuff stems from like just trust issues in general,
Hmm.
and so I know it's you have to put yourself out there, but are there any like what would you say to that? Any tips or something? I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm an extreme extrovert, so I wouldn't know how to
Oh well, yeah, because how
tell
to
anybody how to be. How I can't. I don't know if I can tell an introvert how to be an extrovert. But what I can say is, sometimes when I talk to the people at the grocery store
yeah,
or that I walk past,
yeah.
I be thinking about it. Like, am I about to say something? I'm gonna say something. What am I? You always say. You even look at me sometimes like, don't say anything.
Because I'm
But I
really
was
just
like,
trying to
I
get out
have
the
to say something.
store.
I'm nervous to say something.
Yeah,
Because I don't know how it's gonna land. But I feel like I just have to say something.
yeah.
And so basically, I do it scared. Like I just try
Do it
to.
scared.
I do it scared,
That's
and
good.
like I have business. Like I don't tell everybody all my business
Right.
necessarily, but certain things I'm I'm just open to talk about certain things, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, I guess that's helped me. And then I generally care about people.
Yeah,
Genuinely,
I
I
think just
genuinely care about people, and so I might ask somebody, "What do you do?
yeah.
What do
Make
you?"
a conversation or a compliment.
Yeah,
I've done that, and that sparked a conversation. But I'm learning when it comes to like the introverts. I know it's a big thing we talk about
Mhm.
in culture, introvert, extrovert thing. But at the end of the day, God is so big, and so like that does not limit any, like don't allow that to limit you. I won't allow that to limit me because I'm an introvert. I'm in a season now where I'm just asking God to lead me to the right people, give me
Yeah.
discernment to say like who I should share certain things with, because we're taking a risk. Like even in dating relationships or any relationship that we're building, when we put ourselves out there, it's a risk.
Yeah.
It's a risk that it's gonna work. It's a risk that it's not gonna work. And if it don't, we move on.
I mean, and my thing is like for community wise is like I scope out people. I watch people and like, yeah, I might try to see what they talking about. Like
Yeah.
we just moved to Tampa and I looked and saw people that were like similar, like
Mm-hmm.
might have similar stage in life or
Yeah.
similar interests.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, what's up with this?
Yeah.
One guy is another guy that wants to get into getting in shape a little bit more, and so me and him connect on a level, and we talk about certain
Mm.
things on a certain level, and then I have another friend who we connect, in music
Yeah.
and
So finding like a
spiritually, and just finding a common
common
thing, and then
ground.
common ground, and then for me, I'm looking since I have a family and I'm married. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, you're also married
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and have daughters, and I'm like, let's connect. I mean,
Let's connect our
let's
families.
connect our families,
And I think when we pray for it, because we definitely should pray that the Lord lead us to the right people, right situations.
yeah,
But when we pray for it, be on the lookout.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Be on the lookout. Like, okay, just be alert as to like who God is putting you in rooms with and who's around. So I think just being on alert too when you pray, because the Lord wants us to have community. So he will send the right people.
yeah.
He'll send the right
And
people.
actually, I would love to have a couple of our friends on the podcast. I know I talked to
Yeah.
one of our new friends out here.
Very soon.
Yeah, but I think that community for me is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just in me right even right now working in full time ministry, and it's like it's draining sometimes. It's
Mm-hmm.
spiritually
Yeah.
rough
No,
sometimes.
I
Like
agree.
you can take on
A lot of different
a
things.
lot of things, and having someone you can that can be praying for you and having
Encouragement.
encourage, and
Mm-hmm.
someone also that's further along. I think in community also there is a sense of discipleship
Yeah.
that can come along with it. So I don't want everybody my same age or younger. It's like
Right.
I also want within my community
Yeah.
someone older that can speak into me, or someone that's further along that can
Because there's
speak.
so much wisdom.
Yeah,
Like, even our my prayer is that the Lord connect me with some older women that have been married for 30, 40 years. And,
right.
just because there's so much wisdom. So I agree, like being open to people that look different culture, different, all of that, because you just never know who God will use,
Yeah.
in your life and to speaking to your life.
The cool part with our community in Phoenix, uh, it just didn't look like any
No.
community that I had ever had, been a part of. Like, you from Decatur.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised in Stone Mountain.
Yeah.
We was always in Decatur. Our church was in Decatur, and moved out to Arizona. Was in North Scottsdale,
Mm-hmm. That is a
and
bougie area.
yeah,
That's a bougie area.
and I ate lunch probably 3 or 4 times a week with our facilities person that was a millionaire,
And
that
what,
was
78,
60
60?
something. Don't give him 70,
No,
80.
I know.
It
It's been
was,
so long.
yeah, 60 something years old, but had lived a completely different life. But
Yeah.
we could bounce stuff off of each other. Like,
Yeah.
he had kids my age, and
And you learn so
I
much.
learned something, and he learned.
And even for me in that same season, there was a women's group, minister wives group that was forming at our church, and they invited me, and I was like,
Mm.
literally, I promise you, and this may happen to some of you guys, but your insecurities start rising up and you start making excuses about why you don't want to be in a group. Like,
Mm-hmm.
these ladies don't, like, I'm different from them. Like, they don't, like, this is North Scottsdale. This is a bougie area. I'm from,
Mm-hmm.
Decatur, it's semi hood. But so it's just like my background. And I began to just have all of these negative thoughts about what they would think about me, how they would act. And so it was just a lot of insecurities. But I joined anyway. Again, I put myself out there. I took that step of faith, and it
Mm-hmm.
was the best experience because the more I got to know them, the more I realized, hey, they had issues growing up too. It just didn't look like it was different, but everybody had their own stuff that they were trying to work through. And so, don't allow that to stop you either from connecting with people. That thing of, just all those insecurities. But it was one of the best moments.
Yeah.
I think I cried when it was time for us to move from there.
Yeah, it was so many different people. I think our community, in the most recent time we lived in LA was so dope.
Diverse.
It was
It
so
was
I remember our
amazing.
Friendsgiving at the crib.
Yeah, we
We
had.
invited the people at the crib. We had Indian guy from India,
Yes.
like fresh from India, maybe 5 years from India. We had a guy from Congo.
Mm-hmm.
We had
We did.
a African from Nigeria. We
Man.
had a Taiwanese lady,
Yes.
and,
It
and
was just dope.
we had an Italian mixed with black guy.
Yep. Yep.
It was like it was dope
It was
because
beautiful, actually. Like, just to look around and like, wow, this is so cool.
and going to the play, we went to the recital.
Yeah, we were able to
Um,
show up for each other and
yeah,
just some hard times and and we celebrated together.
I think the cool part. One time I just mentioned to that community is like, man, I just want to get my health together. I want to get in better shape.
Mm-hmm.
I want to lose some weight. And I remember, I'm gonna call his name Francis. He's
Yeah.
a guy from Congo, but he said, "Hey, we're gonna go walking." I said, "I'll walk at the beach." He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna walk." I said, "All right, let's do it." He said, "Tuesday," and this was Sunday. I
It's
was
like,
like, I had just
whoa.
said on stage, I was hosting
Yeah.
at church that week, and I was telling people, what next steps, people taking next steps in their faith, but then also just next steps in life.
Mm-hmm.
And I just mentioned that one of my next steps was, concentrating more on my health and stuff like that. And he's like, "We're gonna walk on Tuesday." I was like, "Wait, hold on,
We
hold
didn't
on."
think he was moving that
But
fast.
I said, "You know what? Yeah, we're gonna do it." And we walked Tuesday, Thursday. Then the
Thursday.
rest of the community's like, "Hey, we all want to come on
And
Saturday,"
we all
and they
walked on
came on Saturday, and I
Saturday.
was like, "Yo, this is what it's all about."
And that's it. Friendships. That
Yeah,
is another benefit. It's just friendships.
yeah,
And like you said, doing life with people. We're not talking about the Bible every time we get together. We
right.
just hanging out.
Yep,
We go out, get ice cream, dinner, just hanging out.
yep,
Because man, I'm telling you, it will get lonely.
yeah.
And you cannot be successful on your faith journey without community.
No, no, you
What was
can't.
that? The book of Acts, when they talked about the church, what the church was, it was a bunch of people getting
Yes,
together, studying the Bible, eating food, and sharing resources.
yep.
That is what it's all about. That's what community is all about.
I love. It's a verse. I didn't even learn it till maybe. Oh man, a couple years ago, I've read it, but it never stuck. I never read this version, but in the
Mm.
New King James Version, Proverbs 18, the first 18, chapter 24a, will say it says, "A man that hath friends must show himself friendly."
Mm.
And I was like, yeah, yeah, because some people want friends or some people want community, and but they think, I'm coming as I am. I mean, they're gonna
Yeah.
take me as I am. They're gonna
They
come,
got a mug on their face.
yeah,
Who's speaking to you?
yeah. It's
For
it's
real.
crazy. So and man, I don't even know if this is gonna be the episode. We might talk about it later, a lot more about it later. But I think the way that I grew up,
Mhm.
um, just at school and at other places,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like, so okay, I'll start it here. In middle school, we
Mm-hmm.
went to this. I was the manager for the basketball team,
Okay.
and mainly because a couple of my homeboys played on the team, and I just wanted to be able to go with them when they and get out
Okay.
of class early.
Okay.
But I remember being at this one school, hard school. It's in it's in Decatur, and the kids known to be bad.
Okay.
I mean, so bad when we left, they threw batteries at the bus, rocks at the bus. We had to have a police escort. Like this eighth
Oh, that's
grade,
bad.
eighth grade. Yeah, this bad. People, thinking they bring guns in the game. Parents cussing us out during the
Yeah,
basketball
that's
game.
bad. That's
Yeah,
bad.
fights on the court. Yeah, just crazy. But I was a friendly kid. I just was used to
Mm-hmm.
being a friendly kid. And so this one guy, one of their fans, was sitting behind our bench.
Mm.
And he said something about the ref. And I turned around and laughed. And he's like, "What the F you looking at?"
Mm.
And I was like,
What?
"Dang," because I was smiling. And he said, "What the F you smiling at?" And I was like, "Dang, he just told a
Wow.
joke." And so from then on, and then when I got to high school and, I kind of got tried by
Yeah.
upperclassmen and stuff like that, I felt like I can't smile. Like I need to be,
Wow. So that impacted you for years.
yeah, for years. Like I just need to put on a
Words
mug.
have power, y'all. Be careful what you saying.
Yeah,
And when people are speaking those things over you, you don't have to receive it.
yeah. And
Wow.
I felt like I had to be mean, look mean. I had to look mean, and nobody would try me.
Wow.
And so I didn't show myself friendly. Like to my friends, I was friendly, but when we
Right.
went out,
You
I
did
made
not.
sure that so that we didn't look soft or nothing like that. I wasn't smiling. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you asked me before, like, why you don't smile on pictures? When I wanted to try to get a picture, you don't want to smile. And I was like, I don't know, but I think
That's
that kind
what
of
it
stuff.
was. We don't realize how those words stick with us.
Yeah,
You think it's just that moment,
yeah,
but then you realize years later, man,
yeah.
this is why I'm not smiling. This is why I don't look
Yep.
friendly.
And I got better over time. If you saw a picture of me smiling, like between 8th grade and through high school, if I got saved my junior year in high school. If you saw a picture of me smiling, somebody caught me slipping. I was laughing, and somebody caught me
Wow.
slipping. Otherwise, I purposely just wasn't. I wasn't
Wasn't smiling. But
smiling.
it's better now.
Yeah. No, I mean, the joy of the Lord is
The
my strength.
joy of the Lord is your strength. Amen.
Yeah, I have joy. There's just I do have a joy now, and it's funny because most people wouldn't even believe that about me.
Right.
That's a blessing to me now that
Yeah.
I've changed. But like all that to say, like having the friends, having good friends, and
There's a part you have to play too.
yeah,
Yeah. There's
yeah,
a part you have to show up. You have to give exactly what you want.
yeah, exactly.
You want good friends. You want people to show up for you. You gotta, make time to do the same thing. Now, question for you: How much of community? How much of that impacts our spiritual growth? Do you think it plays a big part? Do you think?
For sure. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, I remember going through a tough season. Just when I was the worship pastor somewhere, and it's like soon as I let them call, as soon as I took the role as a worship pastor, like all hell broke loose.
Literally, y'all. Literally.
And one of my homeboys was like, "Hey, man, I was telling him just about all the stuff going on, and people on the team, just they were going through life. People sick, just mental things going on. People just being like a cancer to the group." And he was like, "Bro, you are fighting these things or trying to combat these things in the natural, but man, this is a spiritual thing.
Come
so man,
on.
you gotta
We
fight.
wrestle with not against flesh and blood.
Yeah, but principalities, spirits, and principalities in the unseen world. I mean, and when he said it, it was like, dang, he's right. Like most of it. I'm like, man, I'm giving these people chance after chance after chance. Some of these, like one of the people that was causing like issues, I was like, I'm giving them chance after chance after chance, and they still, I don't understand what's going on. And it's like, it's spiritual, man. It's spiritual. So
and having that community, you get to have those discussions.
yeah.
You reading something in the Bible, you don't understand. You can
Yes.
call up your community.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they give reminders.
Mm-hmm.
Some stuff you already know. Like
Yeah.
I know we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
But you need that little
I
little
need
nudge.
Yeah, when I'm going through when you're I think when you're tired,
Mm-hmm.
when you're tired, you sometimes you forget or
you forget, or you're in the flow of it.
Yeah,
and you need somebody on the outside.
yeah.
I was thinking about this today, and there's a scripture that says that the enemy roars around looking like a lion, like looking for somebody to devour.
Yeah.
He's not gonna mess with you if you come in with a pack, right? If it's a pack of y'all, he's not coming. He's by himself. He's not gonna attack. But when you're by yourself and you're weak and you're alone, he's coming for you. So it's almost like if you don't have your community and you always alone and you always isolated and you don't go into the church, you're watching online, and that's another podcast episode.
Mm-hmm.
But the enemy's coming for you because he knows you don't have connections with other people.
That's good.
I was thinking about that today, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, he's looking for those that are weak and by themselves. Those are the ones he wants to attack. Because I was thinking about a season where I wasn't going to church anymore, and I was just watching online, and how lonely and isolated I felt and how distracted I was.
Right.
That was his opportunity because I wasn't around other believers.
Yep.
So
and how it could even cause division in the crib.
Yeah, it can. And so it's super, it's really important, again, for those that might be more like me, introverted. I know that it's scary, but hey, the Bible says with Christ you can do all things. That's even stepping outside, finding friends. Even that scary, even scary, show yourself friendly.
I think so. It's 1 Peter 5:8.
That's this.
It says, "Stay alert, watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. Stand firm against him and be strong in your faith. Remember that your family of believers,
Come on,
all over the world is going through the same kind of suffering you are."
I wish y'all could see me moving my feet. I'm excited. That's good. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Everybody's going through.
Yeah.
And when you're alone, you feel like it's just you. But man, you go and say, I'm struggling with fear.
Yeah.
I'm struggling in my marriage. I'm struggling with infertility. Somebody gonna say, me too.
And it says your family of faith all over the world. And we do have a family of faith all over the world. But when you have a community, you can let your community know that's close to you that can,
right there, can show up.
Come in the room and pray. Pray with you. Sit with you.
Man,
that's
so good. I would just say, get involved. Get involved in your local church.
Yeah.
Get in your small groups. For me, I've let my guard down and join some groups at church, and I am enjoying them. And so, get involved. See what's happening around you at your local church.
Yeah, I think when one of the churches we belonged to, we had a community. It was our Bible study group, and I remember we went to one of the funniest days. Well, we did two things. One wasn't funny, one was just cool, and the other was funny. When we went to, I think it's called Feed My Starving Children.
Oh
or
my
something.
gosh! Yes,
and we were packing all that food, and it was
fun.
It was fun.
Like 10 of us.
Yeah, it was crazy though. But we had to pack a lot of food.
We packed a lot of
short amount of
food,
time.
but we had a good time.
But the other one was funny because we went to, you like to give food to like the homeless or the working poor, and so we were downtown Phoenix. And we rode, like, when it starts to name, like, presidents' names, the streets got, like, really nice.
Yeah, it was so
We drove down one street, and it was, like, really nice. The grass, it had the palm trees.
But we made a right turn.
We made that right turn,
Baby.
and it was like, whoa.
The whole new world.
The homeless out there. So, that next week we went to that Bible study. We went to our small group. And I just remember we were like, we're gonna go make these bags. We met up, made these bags. We had bananas and peanut sandwiches and crackers and stuff and waters. We had cold waters. And our small group just wasn't about that life. You remember that?
They wasn't about that life at all. They was like, where are we?
One group, I mean, some of them was, but the leader of the small group, he was not about that. He never done anything like that. He never done that. So we drove down that street. We told him, we know where to go. We know, because we was out downtown. We couldn't find a lot of homeless. Yeah. We was like, hey, we know where to go. We drove down that street. Ooh. And he saw all them homeless people.
He rolled that window up.
He retired military.
He rolled that window up
so
fast.
All the people swarmed the car. He was so scared. Rolled that window up to where he could only put like a piece of paper through.
But you know what? We exposed. He now he had a new. Yeah. He didn't know that life, and so he got a chance to be exposed, and that's the beauty. Yeah, that's the beauty of it all, y'all. That is the beauty of community. It's gonna be some. Life is ups and downs, and it's good to have people, like I said, to celebrate the wins. Yeah, and also when it's down, you know, you got each other, and it just makes the journey a lot easier.
I think the community also can open when you have a community and a diverse community. Yeah, that's why I'm just gonna be keeping honest. I love being a part of ministries and churches that are diverse because I want to worship in a place. That heaven's gonna look like. They have people from all over the world, all kind of walks of life, generations, all ages, all just from every country. You know, all the different countries. And so, I remember when I guess the country was going crazy, but all the stuff that was going on with Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd in Minnesota, and just all the riots. We were in LA during the time of the riots and all that kind of stuff. We got there right afterwards. Yeah. I remember having those hard conversations. Yeah. I remember having a hard conversation. I didn't understand the Asian hate thing and people when they said they feel like they had to be silenced and they can't complain about things because just the different things that they've gone through. And I was like, wow.
And we didn't know.
I would have never known that. And I had a community of people that I trusted.
Yeah, they could share
and they trusted enough to tell me.
Yeah, hard conversations.
I remember going to work and when we were in a mostly Asian neighborhood in Torrance, California. And every time it was a lady walking, she would always walk. Every time I pulled up, when I got out the car, she would walk the other way. She wouldn't even come past our office no more. And she would be scared. And I was like, what the heck? Like, that's messed up. And I remember one time I walked to work. That was when I was getting my exercise on. But I walked to work. She was on the sidewalk. This lady walked into the street to not have to walk on the same sidewalk as me. Yeah, it's crazy. And it was a Korean lady. And I just was bothered by it. Like, what the heck? And she was older. But when I was telling, my campus pastor happened to be Korean, and my guest experience person was Korean, youth pastor was Korean, and they were just like, to be honest, my grandmother would probably do the same thing because where we're from,
what they see,
what we've seen, it doesn't shine a great light on African Americans. And I was like, what? It's like, it sucks for us. Right. They said, my parents' generation and my generation are wants to change that. But that older generation, they're kind of still stuck in that.
Yeah. And that was something that you didn't know. But that's, and I want to say this too. We talk about community, hard conversations. Yeah. Be open to the accountability and those hard conversations. Don't be, defensive. Don't be easily offended. Yeah. Because when it's coming, and you told me this early on in our marriage, and I will hold on to it forever. Who is it coming from? Yeah. If it's coming from somebody that loves you, somebody that's close to you, that has a relationship with you, know that it's coming from a loving place. Because I know sometimes we are quick to cut people off, and I ain't talking to no more. I don't like what they said. Yeah. That, part of community is gonna be hard conversations. Yeah. But just knowing the heart of the person that's giving this, that's speaking to you about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you be honest too. Yeah. You be honest
You
with
be
your
honest,
side.
yeah.
Like
It goes both ways.
when I remember when they told me, it's like, yeah, that they don't have a good light shined on black people. I was like, that's not my fault.
Yeah.
And we had hard dialogue back and
yes.
forth because certain things I didn't want to accept or go for,
Right.
and they weren't like arguing with me about it, but they're just telling me their truth, and
Yeah.
we just, it was healthy dialogue, and we had many conversations like that because we both wanted to understand each other better.
Yep.
We all want to understand each other better.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
We can have these conversations. We can agree to disagree all in love and still be community. And sometimes it brings us even closer together.
Yes.
When we go through this stuff,
it does.
It brings us closer together. So I enjoyed it. I really pray that some nuggets were dropped and you are really considering getting involved in building your community wherever you are.
Yes. And make sure everybody doesn't look exactly like you.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah. Be diverse. Have a diverse group of,
it's
group
actually
of friends
fun.
or a group of people that you just talk to. The person at work that don't look like you, that gets on your nerves, talk to them. They might have a wealth of knowledge
that you didn't know you needed.
Exactly. Well, if you listen this long, you might as well. Can they subscribe?
So they can they can subscribe to our newsletter.
Okay, subscribe to our newsletter
so that you know when the next episode coming out. And then please comment or give us some stars, share, so that more people will know that we here.
Yes. So tune in for the next episode coming to you. We're going to be releasing episodes every other
Friday. We're getting every other week we're getting our flow. So we want to deliver the best that we can.
Yes. Make it sound the best, feel the best, and have some of the best content.
Yes.
But until next time,
we out.
Peace.